What's up, everyone? My name is Marie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I am rebuilding or renovating an apartment. And I wasn't actually planning on recording this apartment because I was building it for my own, for my own personal game that I play, in my free time. And I wanted to just quickly build an apartment and just play, because my teenage kid, she grew up to be a young adult, and I wanted her to move out of the house, but I did want her to live in a nice apartment. So I decided to move her here and just quickly renovate it and build something that suits her, and just start playing again. But then, of course, building something quickly is not something that I can do. Once I start building, I want it to be perfect, and I want it to look realistic and be cluttered, and I want it to really I don't know, I just really enjoy playing in homes or apartments that are properly decorated and properly furnished. So yeah, I got a little bit too invested, and I thought, you know what, I might as well just start recording this and start over, because I hadn't actually done a lot. I had only figured out the floor plan that I wanted, and then I already knew that it was going to be a long while. It was going to take me a while, so I thought I might as well just start recording now, and maybe I can make a video out of it. And then it turned out to be quite nice. I really like how the apartment came out, so I decided to actually put it on YouTube for you all to watch. Because yeah, I really like the color scheme that I ended up with, and I just really like the aesthetic of this apartment. I don't know, it just, I don't know, it was something a little bit different. I had never done this color scheme before, and you can't see that yet because right now I'm just cluttering up the kitchen. But yeah, I just really like how it turned out. I always really like this light wood, this light colored wooden swatch of the Jungle Adventure kitchen. I always really enjoy that one. But yeah, as I said, basically it's for my own game that I'm playing whenever I have free time, which is not very often. But sometimes I just want to take a break from building, and that's when I play this family. So basically I built this apartment for two sisters. The older sister, she is in her second semester, at the end of her second semester of university. She is studying language and literature in the distinguished program of Brightchester, and she is, as of right now, she's an A+ student. So that's very nice. I have never achieved that before in the game. But yeah, I only let her take 3 classes at a time, so instead of 4. So I do think that's why I can manage to have her be an A+ student. It is quite hard. She doesn't really have that much of a social life, but that's okay. She is studying language and literature. She is going to be a writer. She has already written quite some books when she was a teenager. She just couldn't stop writing, and she really enjoyed it. Her name is Jane, by the way. Yeah, she is a writer, and she has actually already written quite some books. So she gets royalties, which is very nice. So she doesn't have to have a job on the side, because she gets royalties, and also because she comes from a pretty wealthy family. Her mom is the first sim I played through university with, Discover University. She is the sim that I created when the pack came out, and I don't know, I just kept playing because I really liked her and I really liked the game play, and it just turned out to be a sim that I was really attached to. So I didn't get bored of her, so I just resumed playing her, and then she got married to Cameron Fletcher. Cameron Fletcher, we all know and love him. He is studying, well, in the default game, he is studying at Foxbury University. But my sim, Maggie, she was also studying at Foxbury University, and that's where Cameron and Maggie met. And they became boyfriend and girlfriend, and they eventually ended up getting married. And they bought, first they lived in an apartment. When they just first graduated, they rented an apartment. And that's where they lived for a while. And then, because they both graduated college, Maggie turned out to become a judge. And she immediately got a lot of money from that. And Cameron also, he graduated as well. And so he did get a very well-paid job as well. So they got quite rich quite fast, which was very nice because they both didn't have any study loans to pay off. So that was very, very convenient for me. They turned out getting married, and they had 2 kids, 2 girls, Jane, who is the oldest one that I just talked about, and Eleanor. She is a little bit younger, but there's not that much of an age difference between these girls, and they do get along quite well. They're very good friends, actually, and obviously Jane is older, so she aged up a little bit sooner, and I did move her into university housing. I put her in the dorms, in the Brightchester dorms. And then at the start of her second semester, I moved her into Darkwing House that I also actually renovated that one. It's up on my channel if you're interested in watching that. I had her live in Darkwing House. She is living there currently right now as I am furnishing this apartment, but I was actually furnishing this one for Eleanor and Jane together because I did plan on moving Jane out of Darkwing House and moving her in with her sister because I do imagine they really miss each other. And now that Eleanor is actually a young adult herself, she really wants to move out of the house, and she has decided to not go to college because she is the kind of girl that she's not quite sure what she wants to do. She is not the kind of girl that wants to go to college. I think she was a C or a B student in high school, which is totally fine, but going to school is just not really her thing. But that's the thing with Eleanor. She doesn't actually know what she wants to do, which is totally fine. I mean, she has all the time in the world, and she's very young, and she has lots of time to figure it out. What happened actually in this family, because their parents are very rich, so Jane doesn't have to pay for college herself, and Eleanor obviously isn't going to college, but her parents, they're still very proud of her that she's trying to figure out what she wants to do in life, and they support her. So she also got some money, which she is not going to use to pay for college, but she just wants to invest in herself in another way. So part of that money she invested in this apartment. Obviously, she didn't renovate all of this. I just imagined that the apartment already kind of looked like this. But she did use the money to go ahead and buy herself some nice furniture and all that, because she's planning on staying here a little while. And she used the money to get, to just start her own business. Because Eleanor has always been very creative as well, just like her sister. But in a different way, and she didn't really quite know how she wanted to what she wanted to do with her creativity. So what I decided for her, like she is trying to become a freelance digital artist, I think it's called in the game. It's the freelance career that you need the sketchpad for, and that requires you to like sketch up like logos and all that for companies. So I think that's the way that she wants to go. She has always been very creative, as I said. She's very good at painting as well. But that has always just been a hobby for her. And she was like, you know what? Why not just try and like make a little bit of money out of it in some way? But she didn't just want to be a painter. So she just, I imagine just like that, she just taught herself how to like work with like Photoshop and InDesign and all that kind of thing. And she really enjoys designing things. So that's why I decided that Eleanor just really wanted to get into that freelance digital artist career. And she's into like marketing and all that kind of thing. So yeah, that's what she's using the money for that she got from her parents, to just start her own little business and see where it takes her. Because I think she is quite the adventurous sim. And that's what she's trying to achieve. And I have been playing for a little while now. With Eleanor and Jane in this apartment. And she's doing quite well for herself. She is actually really enjoying that career. And it's just really, what suits her is that she really gets to decide when to work and what to do. And she can just really, she's her own boss, and that's what she's always wanted. That's what she didn't like about school, is that she was required to do so many things, but she didn't want to. She just wanted to do her own thing. And I actually did decorate this bedroom for Eleanor. This is her bedroom. I really like the color scheme that I have going on in here. It really suits her because she's the kind of girl, she is, on one hand, she is very girly. You can see that by the, like, I put lots of clutter in here, like nail polish and a little bit of makeup and all that kind of thing. Like, she's into those things. But she is also she's also a very tough girl, and she knows what she wants, and she just goes for whatever she wants to do, and she's not afraid. So she's girly, but on the other hand, also like a little bit tough. And I really like the combination of the blue and like the powdery pink kind of color that I have going on in this apartment. And this room I decorated for a roommate, because I do imagine, or no, it's just how it is. I know for a fact. That the girls do need a roommate to be able to pay their rent. Because, yes, obviously they got some money from their parents to just get their business and their education started. But that doesn't mean that, like, everything comes easily to them. They do actually have to work for their own money, of course. And they are living in quite a large apartment. And there's 3 bedrooms in here. So as long as they're not like fully able to pay the rent themselves, they're going to need a roommate, which is totally fine. So I decorated this room for a roommate. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a boy or a girl, so I left it quite neutral in that sense. I did think it was going to be a student, so that's what I had in mind, but that's basically all I had in mind. So I kept it quite neutral with the colors in here. I put up some black blinds. I never actually used the black swatch of those blinds, but I do really think it looks quite nice, especially in combination with that black chair as well. It is actually an apartment with a TLC trait, like needs TLC or something. I don't exactly know what that means, TLC. If you know, just please tell me. I'm Dutch, so I don't know everything in English. But yeah, does mean that stuff like breaks down sometimes from time to time, which I think really suited this apartment because it's, on one hand, it's very nice and like it has high ceilings and all that, which gives it quite this like luxurious look and feel. I really like that. But at the same time, it's quite old. So yeah, it's quite an old apartment. At least that's what I was imagining. And so yeah, I did think the TLC trait really suited this apartment. And this bedroom I decorated for Jane, the older sister, the writer. For the longest time, I wasn't quite sure what to do with the color scheme in here. Also, her bedroom is significantly smaller than her sister's bedroom. But I do imagine since Jane is going to college, she is going to have a little bit less money than her sister, who is already like working for herself. Obviously, she's just starting out. So she doesn't make that much money, but she makes more money than her sister probably, because Jane, now that she is in college, she doesn't really have that much time to write anymore, which for now is okay because obviously she's studying, and that means her writing is going to be even better when she finishes her education. But that means that her royalties actually are going down a little bit, but that's totally fine because she doesn't have to pay as much rent as her sister, who's living in the bigger room, and that room also has access to the balcony. So obviously her room, is a little bit more expensive, but that's fine because she's working and she makes a little bit more money and she can easily pay a little bit more rent than her sister, and she's happy to do so because she knows that her sister is really working hard in school and she's working her butt off trying to graduate. So yeah, they're really good friends in that sense. I have been playing, like I said, I've been playing with Jane and Eleanor in this apartment for quite a while now, and they're doing really well. They do have a roommate. She's, actually their first roommate, I think she was stealing. Either that or my game was glitching out a little bit, but I kept like missing random little things. So I do think that she was stealing. Hey, that's Eleanor right there, by the way. She's standing on the balcony. But yeah, I think the first roommate that they had, she was stealing. Because at one point I was missing the computer that I put in the living room in the common area. And at one point, I was also missing Eleanor's laptop because I didn't lock her room because I did want the roommates to have access to the balcony as well. But yeah, I kicked her out, and ever since then, I have not been randomly missing things in my house. So I actually do think she was stealing. But yeah, anyway, that's the end of this build. We're heading on into screenshots right now. This apartment, you can download this off the gallery. My username is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Instagram. My username is also Simmarysims on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next build. Bye!